As promised, here I am, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's extra late. Monday Night Raw starting in about 2 hours. But I said I was going to come on here and give you my honest take about what I thought about World's End last year on the 30th. Um, Before we do this, I want to thank every person who decided to comment on that video. But once again, I hate the fact that negative news seemed to bring cats views. I hate it because stuff like that shouldn't even go down. It shouldn't even be. We shouldn't even be talking about that again. It seems like there's some type of foolishness that pops up every time AEW finna do a pay-per-view. It's like the negativity of whatever's going on backstage outshines what's about to happen in the ring. And this year alone, that needs to stop. It genuinely needs to stop because that stigmatism affected the mess out of this pay-per-view. One thing's for sure. I've been saying this since the beginning of this stuff, since Tony Khan has been put these pay-per-views out. Less is more. I watched this pay-per-view, and ladies and gentlemen, this was AEW's worst pay-per-view they've ever put on, period. And normally when they put pay-per-views on, you know the pay-per-views are great. They just still be too long. Like I said, Tony Khan needs to quit doing this. He needs to quit trying to please everybody in the back. He needs to be a boss and put his big boy pants on and tell these fools, listen, your storyline is garbage. I'm not putting you on the show. I don't give a care that you from the backyard. See, I thought Chris was only from Long Island. Willow Nightingale is also from Long Island. So it was somebody had to lose. I've seen a lot of people, there's a mixed bag on this matchup. I've heard people say that this match really wasn't that good. Then I heard people say this match was fantastic and they would have took this match over Abaddon and Julia Hart. From what I saw, it was decent. My problem is they didn't have a big enough feud. So I don't care that these girls are from the backyard. I genuinely don't. Less is more. We get the hiccup out of here early as second instead of watching this a 5 almost 6 hour show. And stuff that shouldn't be on the show don't need to be on the show. Willow Nightingale actually got the victory. I thought Chris was going to go over. So I'm going to say one of the shocks of the night was Willow Nightingale getting the victory. Great. The problem is the match shouldn't have been on the show. I don't care that the ladies are from Long Island. I genuinely don't. Now, this was actually a very good surprise. We got Miss Serena Deeb cutting a great vignette about all the trials and tribulations she has been through. And she says she can't wait to get back in the ring and start destroying women. I loved it. This promo was great. We ain't seen her in forever. And like I said, she was dealing with a near-death situation. So it's good to see her. It's good that she's back. And I'm looking forward to Tony Khan actually doing something right with her. Because Serena Deeb was actually one of my favorite women's wrestlers in AEW. This girl is pretty good. She's very good. We get the Battle Royal, as I called it, the Jobbers Battle Royal. And whoever won got a shot at any time and anywhere for the TNT title. Came down to this man right here, Triple Beretta, and Luchasaurus, a.k.a. Kill Switch. Y'all already know who's winning, Luchasaurus. So with him winning, it's going to play into what I thought was possibly the best match on the whole show. When I get there, we'll talk about it. This match, Hook versus Willa Yuta, even with Hook being from there, I wouldn't put this on the show. I genuinely wouldn't. I told you, less is more. Now, I've seen people say that they actually like this matchup. And Yuta, listen, man. I appreciate what he tries to bring to the table. But Yuta still needs work on the promo. You might not want to have a mic in front of you, sir. Just keep doing what you're doing. Hang out with the BCC. Do that. But you on the mic, it's just not hitting, bro. Him and Hook tore each other up. They beat the brakes off each other. And everybody mama knew who was going to win this match. Look. Again, the pre-show matches, the only match I probably kept on there probably was the Garbage Battle Royal, or was what I called it, the Jobber Battle Royal. Or I actually would have did the Jobber Battle Royal on Rampage. You kill all three of these matches. You put Yuta and Hook on Dynamite. You put Chris and them on Rampage. Call it a day. What match would I take off the main card and put on the pre-show? I don't know. But when I get there, I'll talk about it. But that's the pre-show. So on to the main show. Now, this 8-man tag team match, the All-Star, what it was called, the All-Star 8-man tag team match, this was pretty much all the losers who lost in the Continental Classic. Even with them being in that matchup, and even though they all lost, I thought all 8 members of this match did great. This was the only 8-man tag team match I think I probably would have had on the show. You know what? Screw this. I would have put this on the pre-show. As good as this match was, I would have genuinely put this on the pre-show. This is the pre-show match right here. I'm putting this on the pre-show, and then I guess we open the show with the Battle Royal because this is gonna play into what happens in the TNT title match. But they all of them did work. Unfortunately, my man Jay Lethal had to be the guinea pig. I lost count. Jay Lethal probably lost like 7 matches in a row. 7 matches. Genuinely. I'm not even playing with you. And afterwards, you saw Sanjay Dutt getting into it with him and all this stuff. So I don't know if with Tony, I don't really know what he's doing with Jay White. But Roosh, Jay Lethal, Roosh, Jay White, Brian Danielson, Claudio, Mark Briscoe, and DG all did work. And they played with Danny Magic being on commentary. And with DG, I think DG was the one that got the pinfall, if I'm not mistaken. It played into everything. Because I believe there's a story arc going on with DG. I don't know what TK is doing, but there is a story arc going on with this young man. And I'm here for it. Then the final matchup of Andrade's AEW run. It wasn't the best. He's on his way. Don't be shocked, ladies and gentlemen, if Andrade pulls up tonight on Monday Night Raw. Don't be shocked. Everybody in the grandma knew that Miro was winning this. CJ obviously was out there. And CJ finally made up with Miro. She turned on Andrade, and Miro did the Rusev Crush. You already know the game over, the Redeemer move. Andrade lost. It was a decent match, but this is basically, like I said, the whole situation that happened with her is why a lot of people really wasn't invested in this matchup. You know what I'm saying? Again, storytelling. Tony Khan, you got to get better at telling stories. Just out of the bottom line. Instead of going at the doggone media scrum looking as silly as heck when the question you got. I think people asked that man multiple questions about the incident that surrounding Chris Jericho. And he's just sitting up there looking extremely silly. I'm like, but hey, that's TK, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, as much as we get on Tony Khan's case, the food doesn't give a goddamn crap. Generally don't. We're trying to help him. We're trying to help him prolong AEW. Happy birthday to AEW for making 5 years. Great. But we got 2024 is a very important year for AEW. I don't care what nobody has to say. AEW Shield probably won't say anything about this. But a true, genuine AEW fan that wants the company to thrive, I'm telling you, this is a very important year. This is a make or break year for this company. Drama got to go. Drama literally has to go. Put the drama on TV because that's what we want. You give us more drama on television, maybe more people will tune in. And salute to the homie King Mike, bro. I heard the shout out on your show, man. I appreciate it, man. Hey, keep doing your thing. Like I said, it's always great when you in here talking about wrestling. I know it's a lot of things that you ain't feeling, but bro, it's always good to hear your take on pro wrestling, man. Trust me. Like I said, I don't agree with everything you say, but it's always good to hear what you got to say, man. So I appreciate your shout out that you gave me on your video talking about Chris Jericho's situation. This matchup, as good as Toni Storm's story arc is and the character work that she's doing, I wasn't really feeling this match. And like I said, this is no disrespect to Rio. I love Rio. I am a Rio person. I've been rolling with this girl ever since she was our very first AEW Women's Champion. The problem is Rio is never there. She is never there. She's here, then she disappears for like 8 months, and then boom, come back, and now we spoke, and she don't be hurt. It's because she keeps going back home to Japan. And speaking of which, my prayers goes out to Japan. They just had a 7.6 tsunami and earthquake all at one time, so it was a lot of people that was affected out there. Just pray for the people out there in Japan and everything, so my heart goes out to them. But everybody in grandma knew that Toni Storm wasn't losing, and she wins. Like I said, man, I feel we should have got the ending of Ruby, Saraya. This is it. As long as Tony is the champion, these two can no longer challenge for the championship. That's what it was, because it was the Outcasts tried their best to do something in 2023 and everything backfired. That's what the story should have been. I know probably people aren't really that invested in Saraya and Ruby because they aren't the best in the ring, but I'm telling you, Toni would have did her best to carry, especially the storyline that's backing it up. They were once together. They thought they could dominate the AEW Women's Division, but things just didn't pan out because of injuries, backstage drama, a whole lot of foolishness. Tony beats the brakes off of Rio. That's it. Next, this match, ladies and gentlemen, man. I get it. Tony Khan got to have him on the show. He's on one of the best runs he's ever been. But the problem is, with Keith Lee out of nowhere, talk about he ain't medically cleared. See, let me tell y'all something. I think it's a little bit more than this. I don't think Keith Lee. I mean, first of all, how do you advertise that the match is going down, and then on the night of the match you pull out, talk about you ain't medically clear? I just think Keith Lee just didn't want the job. That's pretty much what it was. So he sends in his partner Dustin Rhodes, and the foolishness that went on in this match really shouldn't have went on. What Swerve should have did was, because of his frustration, constantly getting screwed left and right, he should have came out there, cut a promo in front of the fans. Dustin come out there if you want to come out there and do something, and he messes his leg up. That's it. The stuff they tried to do, the match went way too long from what it was. This was beneath Swerve. I'm sorry. This was beneath him. This had no business. He didn't need this. I get it. You want him to be on the card because of all the momentum. You feel like you stole the momentum because he didn't win the Continental Classic. So you go out your way and you do this. It should have been a squash match. It really should have been a real squash match. I ain't talking about no. I think the match was like 25 minutes. It shouldn't even been that long. Him taking the brick and messing his ankle up, and then out of nowhere, Dustin with a quote-unquote broke ankle, signing the way to quote-unquote make it look like he was going to win. No. Stupid. This is idiotic booking. This is stupid on Tony Khan. Swerve shouldn't agree to this foolishness. No. Dustin come out there. He puts the brick, messes his leg up. That's it. It's over. But they went through with this half-butt match that really shouldn't have been on the show. It is what it is. This match was terrible. And even with the interest, this fans was already, because people talk about the IWC wrestling community is a small portion of the wrestling fandom. How come everybody and their mama was at the show basically booing the mess out this man? They booed the mess out of him, and they were saying other stuff to him. They were saying Kylie Ray at him. This match was terrible. This was pathetic. This match had no business being on this show. You should have pulled this guy. I don't care what the so-called allegations are, whatever. This match was terrible. Garbage. You already had an 8-man tag team match early, and we're going to do another one? No. I told you the match what they should have did. They should have did Big Bill, Ricky Starks, FTR, and House of Black. That's what they should have done. This was a waste of time. Waste of time. And guess what? What is one of my biggest pet peeves, ladies and gentlemen? My biggest pet peeve is what? A champion get pinned in a non-title match. Who decides to get pinned? That's right, Ricky Starks. I said if I'm Ricky, I'm packing my bags immediately. That was terrible. That was absolutely pathetic. Garbage. Terrible booking from Tony Khan and company. You got Will Hobbs and you got Takeshita. I don't give a goddamn crap. And you have Ricky and them get pinned? Why? You ain't doing nothing with them. Like I said, the family situation, Don the Clown family ain't really on nothing. It's pathetic, man. It's truly pathetic. Terrible booking. I don't care what nobody has to say. It's garbage. Absolutely pathetic. Now, there were fools that were hating on this matchup. I was invested in this because the story that Tony was trying to tell. Who is the most spookiest woman in the AEW's division? We don't never see Abaddon until Halloween time, but the fact that he brought her out and she was being used week in and week out, and I knew that she wasn't going to win this match. I just wanted to see how well these two match. Was it the best women's match? Absolutely not. I'm not finna sit up here and shield out. But ever, I like the fact that even with Abaddon doing everything in her power to try to get over, it just didn't work because of you-know-who, Sky Black. Sky Black made her entrance. She came out of nowhere. Julia looked like she was finna lose. Sky Black comes out of nowhere, screws over Abaddon. Julia Hart retains the TBS championship. Right woman went over. I thought this was a somewhat solid match. I know fools, like I said, there are a lot of people don't like neither one of these girls. I did. I liked it. Like I said, if I had to pick which women's match for me was I the most invested in, it was this one. So I'm going to more so like, even if the matchup itself is not the best wrestling match per se, it's got the two most top characters that you're working with. It's got a story arc. This is what I'm going with. The right woman went over. Abaddon won winning nothing. She got a nice showing. But here's the deal. With her losing, Tony Khan, please don't put her back in the box. Bring her out. She's the character. You got us invested in her. Keep her there. Maybe this is probably, maybe we might run this back at Revolution. I don't know. Possibility. Good. This matchup. Now, Long Island, ladies and gentlemen, was a very bad crowd. When I tell you crowds help, they make or break pay-per-views, they genuinely do. They didn't wake up until these two 50-year-old cats went out here and put on a banger. Christian Cage and Adam Copeland told a phenomenal story. That's why I wish these two never touched. I wish they didn't have that match they did 3 weeks ago on Dynamite. I wish they never did that. You had these two where they don't touch each other until we get here. These two went off the wall. They tore each other up. Now, how things were progressing, you got Nick Wayne out there. Now, yeah, there was like multiple botches in here. When they brought the table up, they wanted to put the table on fire. They put the table on fire. Now, Nick Wayne was supposed to go through the doggone table. Listen, they got to work on. Listen, I don't know what it is. AEW and tables, I don't know. But it seems like anytime a table is involved, it's either somebody not going through the table or somebody is missing it or something. It's always some goofy stuff things are not going the way it's planned as it should be. So Nick Wayne barely was putting a little fire detergent on there, and when he lit it, it lit up, but it went out. So you could tell Adam Copeland was upset. So he said, "Let me show you how you really put this thing on fire." And man, listen, when they did that, the fans was hyped this entire. They was in the doggone. They was in the stands with the fans. I mean, the fans, they loved every moment of this. Now, let's talk about it. The ending. Adam gets it done. He's your new TNT champion. Then out of nowhere, Luchasaurus comes out. And he's like, okay, he's finna try to cash in. Christian basically bullies him out that doggone contract. Takes it. They end up low blowing him. Talk about Adam Copeland. He does his move, and Christian Cage basically humiliates Adam Cole in front of the world. Adam Copeland, as right now, is your shortest reigning TNT champion of all time. Listen, I wasn't really on board with it, but Christian is him, and I did not want him to lose that thing to begin with. I genuinely didn't. Now, he ain't losing that thing for a minute. I don't give a care. You have him do this. So the name of the game now, remember what I told you. Everybody must leave Christian before he eventually loses that thing. Luchasaurus basically got bullied into giving him the contract that he won at the doggone Battle Royal match during the pre-show. So the whole story arc right now is Christian has not only humiliated Adam, but he has humiliated the guy who's been rolling with him this time because he thought, okay, if I align myself with him, maybe I can be AEW's version of Kane. No, he's been a complete joke. He's genuinely been a joke. So now with him getting that title back, you have to tell the story of those two, eventually three, if you include Shayna, because she was out there, Shayna Wayne. You had to tell the story of everybody and their grandma leaving that man, so he is definitely vulnerable. So whoever you set up to potentially take that championship away from him, you do it. Now, somewhere down the line, Adam and Cage will get together. They will go up for the AEW Tag Team Championship. It's going to happen. More than likely, it wouldn't shock me if somehow, some way, they end up getting together going into doggone All In. And whoever's the tag team champions at the time are going to lose them to Christian and Adam Cole. It's going to happen. But we got a long way before we get there. So, I don't know. Maybe they set up Adam one more time. We get part 3, and then boom, he eventually wins the doggone championship. I don't know. I have no clue. This is where Tony Khan and the company, Christian, Adam, this is the brainstorming that they working, because I'm pretty sure Christian and Adam Copeland have full control of this, with Tony Khan as the supervisor coming up with some goofy stuff or whatever. But I personally think these two have full control of this story arc. That's why a lot of people was so more invested in what they did outside of anything else. But I was not on board with him winning just to lose. I wasn't. But now that I had time to sit on it, I'm okay with it. I genuinely am. But obviously, this was the best match of the whole show. I don't care what nobody say. This was the best match. It took two former WWE guys, plus 50 plus, to come out here and give us a bang and show the young cats, this is how you do it. This is how you get the crowd invested in what you're doing. Story, ladies and gentlemen. Storytelling is the number one thing in pro wrestling. It ain't just the great wrestling that you always push down everybody's throat. It's not. But these two, I look, everybody involved, great. Like I said, the ending, questionable, very questionable ending. I had time to sit on it. I had time to think on it. I'm all right with it. Like I said, he got the championship back. Luchasaurus, a.k.a. Kill Switch. You know he feeling some kind of way. We'll see. We'll see how things play out. Let's see. I totally forgot about this because I'm thinking, we got to get up out of here. The Continental Finals, the Continental Classic Finals. John Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. Everybody and their grandma knew who was winning. You could have just basically just had these two go up for the Ring of Honor Championship and call it a day. But was the match good? It was all right, man. I wasn't really that. I mean, here's the deal. I was more invested in these two back in All In. But the fact that it took all the way to December, and it was, like I said, the Continental Classic, even though we had some great matches in the Continental Classic, it turned out to be one of the most predictable things that Tony Khan and them could ever come up with. Eddie Kingston, Moxley, homeboys for life, beefing over this thing. Eddie Kingston is your new Triple Crown champion. Now, here's the deal. A draft needs to happen. You put these two on freaking Collision. And that be the main title storyline for that show. I'm telling you, while the AEW Championship is on Dynamite, that championship right there will be your second most important title outside of the TNT title. And both of them titles will be on freaking Collision. That's what I'm doing. That genuinely, I'm telling you, because so many championships, I don't want them to feel the same exact way that they are feeling right now. I don't. I need these titles to be separate. Put 4 or put 5 on one show and put 4 on the other and call it a day. And then the main event, ladies and gentlemen. So, Samoa Joe comes out, and MJF's interest was he had a whole bunch of people that was from Long Island that was pretty much saying, yeah, MJF might be a scumbag, but he's our scumbag. And, it's a pretty cool promo thing for the fans or whatever. It is what it is. So we come out, fans go completely ape, they go nuts. Now, right before the match, Mr. Crutches comes out. So I'm like, oh, okay. So here he is. I said, now everybody and their mama already know who the devil is, right? Everybody know. A lot of people want to listen. There were some cats, salute to the homie Mel, salute to the homie King Mike. I know y'all genuinely wanted it to be Jack Perry. But I'm telling you right now, based on all the drama, all the foolishness, all the crap that's going on with this company, genuinely speaking, if Jack Perry ended up being the one, I'm telling you right now, the internet, the world, everybody would have been laughing at them to who knows what. And I genuinely didn't want that for this company. I didn't. I get your takes. I understand why y'all feel a certain way. But the man who needed to be him was the one who we knew he was going to be a long time ago. So sometime, in some cases, predictability is okay if you know how to tell a story. You got to go back to when all of this started. This started right after All In. And they was sitting there. AdamCole was sitting in front of the doggone Devil's man. So you already know he got access to it right there. Then all these times with him, every time he tried to get on the phone with the man, he said, oh, I'm chilling out, I'm hanging out. And then you knew that the Kingdom was finna be there because I remember word was going out that AdamCole was finna reunite with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. I knew that was coming. And then the whole point of him not being tight with Roger Strong and Roger Strong, quote unquote, getting his best friend back. And then Warlow being involved makes the most sense because you got to ask yourself this. Warlow was the most over dealing with MJF. So this was like the best thing to see by him being involved, watching his so-called world come to a close. Now MJF is, quote unquote, not on the doggone roster anymore. That's all part of the bidding war 2024. He's already resigned, but that's what they want you to think. He's getting rest up. He more than likely expect him back, if not by Revolution, expect him back probably afterwards. The matchup itself, I like the first one. I like the one they did on Dynamite. The one on Dynamite was a whole lot better. Now, they did everything in their power to make you think that MJF was going to retain. I genuinely thought because Samoa Joe looked strong going off on the go-home show of Dynamite, I thought Samoa Joe was going to get the victory. I mean, not Samoa Joe. I thought MJF was going to retain. And then I thought, okay, so then now the devil can come in and say, oh, I want my rematch clause. What are you talking about? And then he, quote-unquote, get off the doggone broke ankle, whatever. But I guess he genuinely did mess his ankle up. I guess he really did. Samoa Joe murders him. Now, the way how, I get it. You know how when you got your arm up and you being submitted, and the way how his arm dropped, it just fell on top of Samoa Joe's stomach. I thought your arm had to hit the ground, but apparently it doesn't matter. As long as your arm dropped and you can't answer the call or whatever, it's over. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of wasn't really feeling that. I kind of would have liked to. I get it. He choked him out or whatever, but I just wasn't really feeling that. Like I said, that was just one of my only gripes about it. I thought the match was decent. Like I said, no, it was not better than part one. Part one between Samoa Joe and MJF at Grand Slam was 100% better than that. 100% better. But at the end of the day, Samoa Joe is your new AEW champion. A lot of people online is very happy because they thought MJF was going to quote-unquote retain. So then that's when after that, the Devil's Goons came out. Lights go off. MJF, so the Devil's Goons got him hold on. They got AdamCole. They got him. And they both saying, don't you dare hit him. No, hit me. No, hit me. Hit me. And then that's lights go off. They got him. And you've seen all the emotion coming from MJF. As if MJF was acting naive. As if he didn't know that all this was going on behind his back. But that's the whole point. MJF's story arc is the fact that him being a narcissistic prick that he is, doing all of these things to everybody that's connected with AdamCole. AdamCole said, no, I'm about to hook up with Jane and everybody who you quote unquote did bogus things towards, especially that boy Warlow. And now the fact that everything that you have is no longer in your possession. You don't have the Ring of Honor World titles anymore, tag team titles. You don't have Triple B anymore. It's all done based to my associates. And Samoa Joe took your championship from you in your backyard. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of people, like I said, predictability, they don't like it. I'm cool with it. Now, the real story for MJF starts right now. Everything starts right now. AdamCole, he got a lot to say. What the heck is he going to say? He even posted on Twitter talking about the real him is back, the real me or whatever. We're going to see. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see. So, after everything I experienced on doggone at World's End, World's End was by far one of the worst AEW pay-per-views they could ever put on. Generally speaking, you take 5 of those matches and we're good. 5 of the matches I keep on the show. The other matches are not being on the show. 6. I'll give you 6. The other 6, get that mess off of the show. And maybe some way, maybe this show could have probably been better. But the crowd itself, you got to have a hot crowd. They were hot for the last 3 matches. I give them props on that. But throughout the rest of the show, and they was hot for Swerve because you know they love Swerve. Everybody loves Swerve. Outside all the shuck and jive and he been doing as a late, but everybody loves Swerve. So I walked away. This is a failing grade. First time ever from the KCVL ratings group for an AEW pay-per-view. Normally I give AEW pay-per-view 7. That's the lowest I go. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going even lower. A 4 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I know, like, what? Yes. They got a flat out 4 out of 10. Now, does that mean I hate AEW and I want them to fail? Heck to the freaking no. I want them to go back to the drawing board and say, look, we put boards out together. We took chicken poop and made chicken salad out of it. That's basically what they tried to do. And then I seen a whole lot of people say, well, the Elite won on it. It don't matter. Even if the Elite were on the show probably still would have been trash. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. We got Monday Night Raw tonight. Don't be shocked if The Rock, Andrade, and other people pull up tonight. Don't be shocked. Do not be shocked. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what to do. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We're close to 360 subscribers. That's great. The goal for this year is to get close to 4, at least get to 400. That is the goal for this year. This is your man, Casey King Self for Life. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that doggone like button. Comment up the butt what y'all thought about what everything I'm talking about. I like that one comment I had on the video where they was talking about me trying to make more of a professional side of things. I need more help in trying to do that myself, because like I said, I got a whole lot of things I got going on. I'm not really here. Like I said, I'm here today because it's New Year's today. Everybody was off. But I definitely want to do that because I definitely want to make this channel more professional looking and everything as I continue to grow. And like I said, I love the feedback. Like I said, as long as y'all keep your comments on the respect level, I don't care. We can disagree all day long. But I appreciate everything. Like I said, 2023 was a great year for me. We are in 2024 now, and I pray this be one of the best years for the KCFL Wrestling Take family. Hey, y'all know what to do. This your boy KCFL Wrestling Takes. Holla at your boy.